Listeners, nobody panic. If you're having a gloomy day, I've got an episode of Homo Sapiens for you, and I've only got the one, the only Charlie Craggs joining me in the co-host seat of dreams for today's episode. Charlie Craggs, how are you?
Very bad. I didn't say it to you, but I said it to your producer before I came on. That I'm really sad today. But I think I'm gonna get my energy up for you because I love
Charlie,
you.
why are you sad?
I don't know. Although there is a lot to be
Really?
sad about right now, but I'm just a bit sad. I'm a bit stressed.
Oh, well, it's funny because I did sense that as I dialed into the call, because obviously, listeners, we have about 15 minutes trying to get the mics to work before these episodes begin. And I thought, oh, what's up with Charlie? And then when I asked you how you were very sort of Charlie.
Yeah,
so
because
like,
I am.
Maybe that's in my head.
I'm a fake bitch. That's why I know how to disassociate when the cameras go on. Because I'm a professional.
Yeah. Bit of housekeeping before we begin. Hello, everyone. You have a job. You have to write in hello@homosapienspodcast.com with anything we talk about today. Topic today that we will be diving into is what happens when our existence becomes a debate. So nice chirpy one for Charlie when she's feeling like shit. But we will be talking about hope. And what else do I want to say to you, listeners? I want you to subscribe to the YouTube at Homo Sapiens Pod on YouTube, please. I want you to, only if you want to, of course, if you know someone trans or are a trans person yourself who would like some gender-affirming underwear, this season we are supporting Not a Phase, and Danny has her underwear company called Zoa.
Yes.
And we are buying we're raising money to buy people gender-affirming underwear. So if that's you, write in hello@homosapienspodcast.com. There are other things I meant to say. Oh, Saturday the 30th of May is the Homo Sapiens Dog Walk. Same place as last time, Regent's Park in London, same time, 1 p.m. Charlie, might you come and join the dog walk?
I don't have a dog to bring, but I could find a man to walk on a leash if you want. I could find another sort of dog.
Well, I like that. And it's a good point you raised that, because you do not need a dog, listeners, and also the event is free. I need to say that. Last time was a huge success. We had a great time. So be there or be square. Charlie, I haven't seen you in ages. I haven't spoken to you in ages. What have you been doing, though? Because when we met last, you were selling your house, all that jazz. What's been going on? What's been some good stuff that's been happening?
Oh, so I can tell you something interesting. So I'm basically ready to launch my own podcast that I kind of mentioned last time, the On My Cream Sofa one, where people come on and tell their funniest dating stories, inspired by my On My Cream Sofa story, which I'm not going to retell on here now and traumatize your listeners, but I have a very funny story about a certain mark on my cream sofa that someone left. But I went actually.
You can find the full story on Charlie's sofa.
Yeah, you have to give me the views and clicks. I'm not going to tell you here for free. But also, I was like I've been meaning to do that for years, because that story happened years ago, and I've been saying I'm gonna launch this podcast for ages called On My Cream Sofa, where people come and sit on my actual cream sofa and tell me their funny stories, and then leave their mark, like get all their like queer icons to like sign my sofa with a brown Sharpie. I think would be so funny. And then put it in like the Queer Britain Museum one day or something. So get ready to come and sit on my skid marked sofa, Chris. I was like, what will give me the shove to do it is if I do what I'm about to tell you, where basically, because I posted a funny story on my Instagram the other week about a dating story where I vomited on a date. And the first date slid into my DMs, were like, hey, like we love your like always posting your funny dating stories. Would you want to come on first dates? And I was like, you know what? Why not? And I was like, just to be real, I was like, I can promote my dating podcast, because like I'll tell my funny, when they ask me like, have I been on any funny dates on the show? I'll tell that story. So I was like, perfect, makes sense. Anyway, long story short, they like after a lot of back and forth, but like I said, they asking me to come on. I went down to Bath literally on the weekend just gone to film first dates. Told all my friends and family and blah blah blah. I get all the way to Bath and they tell me the date is not happening anymore. Ah, I know. No wonder I'm depressed, Chris. Technically I didn't get stood up. I think he didn't. They didn't really tell me, but I get the impression he might have been a bad boy and didn't pass his DBS or something. But I like bad boys. Put me on the date with a bad boy. I don't mind. But anyway, so I'm like find that really funny. I've not actually told anyone this yet. So this is an exclusive that I was too beastly for first dates. No one wanted me on first dates. I think that's quite funny.
Oh, Charlie, that is not true. So are they going to have you back though? Surely they're going to find a match.
I might like barter with them and be like, guys, you actually wasted a lot of my time. So if you want me back, I'm only going to do it if you do the holiday one. Do you remember where they go into like a villa?
Italy.
Yeah, yes. And every now and then they'll do like one abroad. And I'm like, I'm only going on it if I get a free holiday out of it to make up for you wasting 3 days of my life in Bath.
Exactly.
So
I went into a bit of a wormhole about that hotel once, actually, because I think I found it online because it looks so nice there, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. My friend, I think, did that one, actually. I've got a few friends who've been on first dates. Like, you know, obviously, Danny's a co-host on this. She has been on first dates like 10 years ago. Danny St. James.
I did know that. Yes.
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah. So I remember that. So I've got a few friends who have done it. And I was like, you know what? I might as well do it. Like, everyone I know who's been on it has had a good experience.
There's a nice warmth to it. Like, I feel like it doesn't humiliate people.
No.
Am I right?
I think what's nice as well is like I said, not to be a bitch, but maybe I shouldn't say this, but obviously I was going on thinking, if I find someone nice, great, but I'm also just going on to promote my podcast. But having said that, they assured me, they were like, we won't put you on it. And clearly they weren't lying. They were like, we won't put you on it if we can't find the perfect match for you. Like, we wouldn't just put you on for good TV. Like, we only put people on if we can find someone who fits what they're looking for, or we think would be a good match for them. Which I think is quite nice.
What did you ask? It's really nice. What did you ask for?
I said from 6'3" to 6'4". I said, no, I'm joking. I said, no, I'm joking. No,
money.
No, I was like, yeah, must earn between, and I give like £1 difference on the must earn between. No, I'm joking. I was very vague. I am very open. Like, I'm very, very like to love. Like, I would be like, yeah, like, I mean, if it's the right person for me, I couldn't care less anything about them, really. The only thing I was like, maybe not that, is like, I was like, I don't know sign language, so I don't want to embarrass myself on TV by doing a Victoria. And I'm Victoria, Malcolm, to someone who can't hear you. Do you know what I mean? Like, that was my only thing. But other than that, I was like, yeah, no, put me with anyone. I'm open to whoever.
So they didn't send you any options or anything?
No, they don't tell you. They just match you. And they were like, no, we had him for a while. And then like the paperwork came through and he hadn't passed something or other. Naughty, naughty. Ooh, just my type.
Yeah, exactly. Makes you want him more.
Yeah.
That could be... I wonder if people who aren't meant to be together get together. Do they ever swap?
Oh, interesting. Maybe.
Would you go on Love Island?
Well, I'm glad I went to Bath anyway, because I met with the production people anyway. They were like wanting to apologize to me, and one of them used to cast for Love Island, was like, I think like head of casting. So you might see me in the villa, not only breaking down the transgender glass ceiling, but also the plus size glass ceiling, the pasty glass ceiling, just all that. I'm not wearing fake tan, I'm not skinny, and I've not got a vagina. I would be, the public would hate me, or they would love me, who knows. But the men in there, I can promise you they wouldn't. Yeah, who knows.
Would you, I don't think we've ever had this conversation. Do you mind dating cisgender men?
No,
do you find straight boys, is it tricky?
I'm very open. Like, I've always in the past gone for like cis het guys, but if anything, I'm trying to evolve and go for, I've started going into the bi boys. I'm like, oh, maybe I'd have a bit more fun with a bi boy. Maybe I'd have a bit more to talk about with a boy who's, you know, watched an episode of Drag Race before, you know. or like, I don't know, has
Who's like introspected on
or
the
likes, you know, culture
patriarchal
and
cage.
things more than football. I don't know. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm trying. I'm dipping my toe in the queer pond. Yeah.
And where do you do that? Because someone said field.
I'm on Field. Yeah, I like Field.
Yeah.
Hi Field, if you
But
hear this. But yeah, no, I love Field. I'm on Hinge. I'm on Field. I'm Tinder, Bumble. I'm on everything.
Are you on Raya?
I have been on Raya. I came off because I find it such a waste of time and money. It's so pretentious. The guy, have you ever been on there?
No.
That was a very delayed no. Are you sure?
No, fuck, Charlie. I've been in a relationship for 13 years. Raya wasn't around.
Okay, good. Good for you. You're not missing out.
Actually, maybe it
much.
was. I don't know.
It probably wasn't, to be honest.
Yeah.
You're not missing out. The guy, I don't know about gay guys, but I know for me, like, the guys on there obviously are successful, so they don't like need to chase girls. If anything, so I'm not gonna message first. Absolutely not. But I've had some very big footballers message me on there.
Really?
Yes.
Have you?
I have, yeah. Like big, like I mean, like some of the biggest in the world, like two of the biggest in the world. Not even lying.
Wow. Well, I'm not surprised.
And one of them wanted me to top him.
Oh, right.
She is not a top, but for a coin, to be the wag of a very, very big football. I was like, you know what? And he was tall. It would be like a chihuahua, like a little fat chihuahua, topping like a big greyhound. I'd literally need to stand on a stool to top him. I'm not even joking. He was huge.
So, he got straight in there with that request, or
baby, yes. Clearly, it was not his first time talking to a trans girl because he knew exactly what he wanted. Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, yeah.
Who else did you see on there who was famous?
Well, let me think. Well, I'm not going to say that one, but I matched with someone and spoke for a bit, and then they died. But they were quite famous, and then and then I was like, showing off to someone once, being like, oh, he liked me, he liked the dolls, and they were like, babe, he was like a sex addict, he liked everyone. They were like, it's not a compliment. They were like, he was having like orgies, like drugged up orgies, and I was like, oh, I thought I was special. No, I was only on there for like a year or so, and then I was like, I'm not doing this. Like, I'm not gonna keep paying to like match with guys who are too successful to send the first message. Absolutely not. I'm the princess, not you. How did you meet your partner? If you not on the apps?
No, so what was around then? We just met through friends.
Random. That's even better. That's even better.
But I'm my boyfriend before that, I met on Guardian Soulmate.
Oh, that's nice though. That's like a nice pool of people.
I think this is pre-Tinder. I think Grindr was around. Grindr was definitely around. Actually, I don't know. I think it was quite early. Anyway, and then prior to that, I met the first one in the club in Ghetto, which was a really good club night on a Wednesday or a Thursday.
I remember hearing about that. Yeah,
it was so good. And I did like a few hookups and stuff, but really not many. I really found them like weird. But my friend was talking about Field because they were saying, who was this friend? They were saying that because Field was about people like looking for a third and stuff. But
I think it probably started that way, but it's just become like for people who are a bit more like sexually like liberal, people who are you know just.
But isn't that so weird? Why did they start occupying that space? It's like. Let the people looking for a third do their thing, and then Is it because Tinder's just toxic?
I mean, it's basically the same thing, but I think the thing about Field is it is what it says on the tin. I think like I prefer that sometimes with the apps. I don't like the apps where people act like they want anything more than just fun. If you just want fun, just say you want fun. And like most people these days, most girls are like fine with that. Most guys obviously are fine with that. So like I just don't like the whole like I like on Field. Field is basically just straight grinder. It's not just straight people as well. Like you can be anything on there, but like it's a similar vibe to that where it's just more like sex positive, I think, as an app. So like you can just lead with what you're looking like. If you don't have to put up a pretense of like,
Yes.
you know, I want to go on a date.
Right.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Don't lie.
And what are you saying on yours?
Oh, I don't say much. I literally am so basic. I just put my Instagram handle because I'm like, I'm gonna get some follows out of this at least. But and it works. So yeah. No, I don't have a bio.
When me and Will Young started this podcast, we set up a Grindr profile with a photo of the two of us being like, hey, we've got a new podcast for fun. And it was so funny how many messages we got.
That's actually ingenious guerrilla marketing. Like, that's so smart.
It's quite a Charlie Craggs idea, actually.
I think that's so smart. I remember I was doing that when I was fundraising. This is like 10 years ago almost, when I was fundraising for my surgeries, like on GoFundMe. And I was like, I wouldn't go on I'd basically like be on the apps. But if a guy asked me out on a date or wanted to hook up, I'd say, you have to donate to my GoFundMe first. And I'm not going to go on the date until I see a screenshot of your email, you know, where you donate to a GoFundMe, and you get the receipt that you've donated, even just a tenner. But I'm like, baby, if you want to enjoy the dolls, you're going to need to contribute to the dolls. I can't be a doll without the money, honey. So I'm going to need you to put some money into the doll if you want to put something else into the doll. Period. So yeah.
And did it work?
Yeah, absolutely. Clearly it worked. I've got them. Yeah.
So you get a follow, you get a bit of dosh.
Why not?
You get
the
surgery you need.
Yeah, I should do that again, if anything. Like with work being a bit quiet, I'm like, maybe I should start doing that again.
Charlie, we are talking today about what happens when our existence becomes a debate. Now, someone who has taken that kind of atmosphere of debate around trans lives and things and managed to flip it on its head and create really funny, touching, brilliant content is you. I'm aware that this isn't just a trans thing, but you know, I do think that it would be ridiculous to say anything other than trans people are most in the firing line on this stuff. But lots of people who contributed to the questions are not always trans, is what I'm saying. And there's a lot of people who feel erasure in the community, you know, aromantic people, asexual people, bisexual people, you know, etc. So I don't want to say it's just about, you know, it's me and Charlie, and we represent our own section of the community here. But it's, you know, you've just been talking a little bit about how you're feeling burnt out by it, because what you're doing is always finding a different angle, always trying to turn water into wine to create awareness. But you know, let's look at what the listeners said about it, because we asked them 4 questions and they're really interesting. So the first one we asked was, has polarization changed how honest you are in everyday life? And guess what the split was between yes and no?
Is it polarizing?
It's 50-50.
I had a feeling it would be like complete opposites.
How funny. Someone said, it's not lost on me, the irony or something. And has this, you know, latest atmosphere, because it's got chapters, past couple of years, let's say, has it changed how honest you are in your everyday life, Charlie?
It has, and I'm really grappling with that, and I think that's why I'm almost just not bothering anymore, because I'm just like I've got like a tug of war in my head every time. Like for me, my everyday life is Instagram or social media. That's my like job, as well as that's like my everyday life, how I earn my money and stuff, and also that's where all my friends are and stuff. So like, and we are just digital social people these days. So like, it's anyway, but long story short, I've felt the effects of like being punished for speaking, you know, my mind too much and having opinions, and I've definitely like, I think work is just quite generally across the board, because even my friends who are very, don't say their political opinions, they still are not getting much work at all either. But I know that it won't have helped me. And I've seen people like excel past me who aren't very political, and don't, and are very clever at play, and good for them. And this isn't me criticizing them. I think that I all credit to them, that they know how to play the game. But I really struggle with playing the game, because I'm always struggling with what my kind of value system is like, do I value money, or do I value like my freedom of speech? And like, do I wanna lose like my reputation? Like, I'm kind of known for being outspoken and for being opinionated on the right things, and like and respect as well, I guess, and like, and even just like self-worth and my own sense of morals. But anyway, but long story short, so it has made me like, over the last couple of years, I've really like I've gone through shifts of like, I'll post like stuff that's very me, like a bit, not, and it's not me, because I'm both. We're all hybrids, and we're all
Exactly.
what's the word? We're all two things can exist at once. So like, I'm not just this or that. But point being, there'll be points where like I'm a bit like, sassy, and then there's points where I'm like realizing that it's probably hurting my career more than it's helping it, even though the engagement on those posts will be tenfold the boring brand friendly stuff. And then I'll go and delete all my sassy stuff, even though it's done, it's raised my engagement rate, which is essentially currency. I'll delete it, because I'm like, oh, clearly this is like not serving me. And then like, I'll go to like I've not posted on social media much in the last few months, because I'll like go to post, and then I'm just like questioning myself, like, should I speak about this? And I'm like, to do with your poll, I'm just very like, I just feel like it's polarizing. It's like, shouldn't I? Like, am I hurting myself? Am I helping myself? Who am I? What am I? Should I change? Like, so I'm really, really like lost. I'm really lost at the moment, if I'm honest. So I definitely know that in response to the poll, I definitely, in recent times, like censored and like shaped what I'm saying, and not said what I'm thinking, maybe because I'm trying to, be good, quotation marks, even though the people in power are not being very good, as we've seen in the media lately. Like, it feels like we get punished for, saying who we'd vote for in an election, but then the people in power, the literal top dogs of the world, are literally like eating babies and etc. etc. And they're allowed to. And there's no ramifications for them. Just for Charlie, because she said like, fuck J.K. Rowling or something. It's too political, apparently. I don't know.
Yeah, and I think it's because there are people, if you think about, I mean, the biggest example being like Donald Trump, but I mean, just people who just don't seem to have all the software, to be like, they just behave in this way that is so emboldened by complete narcissism and crazy behavior, that it's trickled down, or it's sort of emboldened everyone else to sort of start taking a pop at each other. And I've been off social media for quite a while, like just 5 minutes a day I could go on, and then it locks.
Wow.
Yeah, but I have found like, I've missed it, but I've also found that it is increasingly like insane when you look on it. Like, it's become like Twitter. Like, that's what I think is really interesting. And I'm talking about Instagram.
Yeah,
but like, it has become like Twitter. And I'm like, and I said to my friend the other day, and I fully accept this is a bad thing to say, but we're here to be honest. I was like, the problem I've got is that I don't want to post anything, which then when I close my phone, my stomach slightly clenches about what's going to happen. And that's not because I'm like a public person. I'm not saying it like that. I'm just saying it's like, people just seem to take a pop at everything now.
They literally will.
And I don't get what that's earning me. You know what I mean? Like, it's not getting me anything. But that's also because social media is not my job. So it's different. It's completely different. And what you're doing is much, much different. And so I'm not trying to suggest that you shouldn't you should do what I'm doing. But so I think that's just why I kind of separated from it a bit. And it's like we just do, like Homo sapiens has always been a really lovely, positive space. And that is always, I do the socials are posted on there, but not by me. Because, and I like talking to the listeners on there, but that's it, and so I just really miss when everyone was sort of being themselves and being lifted up. And of course there was still hate going on, but it wasn't quite the same.
Yeah, but it wasn't, like you said, like it is so, like, and I don't think it's by accident that it's become like Twitter, especially if you think about it, there's probably been a conscious decision because of like Twitter essentially ending, like with it being made into X by Elon, but then also a lot of people then jumping ship because of that. So there's no one really uses Twitter anymore. So that I think it's probably
really?
it's probably by design that they've tried to make it more like Twitter. And if anything, they know that it will boost engagement in terms of like keeping people on their app longer if it's like deeper stuff and like triggering stuff and like political stuff, because people are then so engaged and they want to stay, like they want, like, do you know what I mean? Even if you post something that's not even political, then you're worried that someone might be having a pop at you in the comments. It's bringing you back to the app as well. It's all about keeping us plugged into this, into their system. And I say this as someone who like obviously uses social media, and I do work with Meta and stuff, and I'm like, I don't want them thinking I'm like saying anything wrong about them, but like at the same time, it just is like it. I don't think, and I've said this before, but like if I didn't make my money, and I'm not making much money right now, but if I didn't make my money from social media, I wouldn't be on social media at all. And I think, or I'd at least do what you do and just do it for like 5 minutes a day. I think it's such a waste of time, and I think often we feel worse coming off it than we did going on it. Like you go on and you're just like bombarded with like news about the world that you didn't actually really want to know, and then also like just like I don't know, the kind of comparison being the thief of joy kind of content as well. Also just like even I get so stressed out from like the fucking, oh, if you're eating this, you're gonna die. Like, and like, dude, swap this for this. Yeah. And like, if you don't floss your teeth every day, you're literally gonna get Alzheimer's and die. And I'm like, oh my God. And because I watched one video about it and shared it with my mom, now every time I go on Instagram, it's like, flossing your teeth, you're gonna die. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't. And I'm always trying to like save all the information that I learned from these like doctors. Yes. And then all about like manifestation every fucking second video, because I love all that stuff. But then it means like I'm constantly have to like screenshot things and write down what I learned. And it's like, I don't want to have to take in the information. I just want it old Instagram where people would post their breakfast. That's all I want to see. I just want to see your breakfast. I just want to know who your boyfriend is. I just want to like, that's all I care about. I don't care. I'm not going to stop flossing my teeth. I do not.
It's so funny you talk about the dentist thing. There's so many dentists, people being like, we haven't changed dental advice in 40 years. And in fact, we should be doing it. And I'm like, oh my God, I need to remember all of this.
And this is what I'm saying. It's like an overload of information, an overload of news, an overload of just like opinions. And I'm like, oh my God, maybe we're not meant to be like consuming this much. I feel exhausted. I come off of it and I'm like, oh, and that's why I make the conscious decision these days. If you go on my Instagram, it's not much political stuff, and it's not to do with like the brand friendly thing. It's just, I just want my place on the internet to be a bit of a place of joy, just for people to come when they're like, Charlie's so funny and this made me laugh. And there's always an edge to it. There's always either like a political edge or a bit of a naughty edge, but like, it's like, it does not, everything has to be so serious. I'm so fucking bored. Can we just have a bit of fun? We need a bit of fun right now.
Yeah. And also like safety aside, because, you as in not safety aside, as in taking into account safety, I think that it's very easy to not be sure about how to present yourself in a way that is appealing. And when I was listening to you talk about that a minute ago, I get it. But I actually think if the aggregate result is you're creating no content, then it's the same as not. So just go for you, and the right people will find you. Like I remember I told you like, and I told you the other day, I was like, someone was talking about you at a party. Just like, I think you're one of those people who people will like. You'll be one of those people who has like diehard fans. You know what I mean? And they want you to do everything for them, but there'll be less of them because less people are brave enough to align with politics and all of those
Yeah.
things with brands.
I think you're
But
so right. I think I've kind of lost, like, I think the reason I blew up is because I was so sure of myself and had
yeah,
such a strong sense of self. And if anything, I'm now, and then the brand work came because I had such a good, like, following of people who were so engaged and liked me so much because of how strong of myself I was. And if anything, I've gone the other way where now I'm basing who I am on trying to get the brand content. And then essentially I'm
yeah,
losing my diehard fans, not to call them fans, but like I'm losing the people
yeah.
who are so invested in me because I'm almost like diluting what my sense of self is. I'm going the wrong way about
Mm.
it. You need to, like you said, and I'm really, really grateful that you reminded me of that because I needed that today. But just to remind myself, like, be you first, and then whatever's meant to come will come, rather than trying to be what you think you need to be, and then what's coming is not even right for you.
Totally. And it's always the hardest thing to do because you're in your own head, and I find it really hard as well. But yeah, you do you, sister. So we asked you listeners, has the culture war made you feel more politically engaged or more switched off? Well, we like you, Homo sapiens listeners, because 59% of you feel more engaged as a result, because that's the kind of people you are. You dig deep, you represent. And I obviously feel more politically engaged because of culture war, the culture war, whatever you call it. But I do also think what springs to mind, I don't know what your reaction is, Charlie, but it's like we also have to be aware, like the dentist thing, we cannot solve everything on our own, and it is okay to switch off from it as well if it's harming you. Wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. I think it can almost be like a trauma response to like shut your
Mm.
ears and shut your eyes and like not talk about it, like because you're like, oh, it's just too much, it's too much, like especially when you're seeing some of the things going on that you're just like, we have no control over. It doesn't matter if we all riot in the streets, like if the powers that be are going to do something, are going to do something. So like I do think, yeah, it's really important to be politically engaged, but it's also important to understand that like we're not meant to be consuming as much trauma as we are. Like you normally would just have like the
Mm.
newspaper and the news on TV at 6 p.m. or whatever, and that's when you'd hear the bad things. Whereas now every time you go on your phone, which for most people is like multiple times an hour, you're being met with like things that I'm like, this is just too much, too much.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, you got to put yourself and your own sort of
yeah.
safety within
You're only
that.
going to be able to be politically engaged if you have energy to be politically engaged. If you're worn out, you can't do anything for anyone, never mind yourself. Yeah, see, I think you
Mm.
need to make sure your reserves are full. And that comes from having time off of being constantly switched on and plugged in and engaged.
Interestingly, then we asked, do you think polarization has made the community, i.e. the LGBTQ plus community, feel stronger or weaker? I would have said stronger. 75% of you said weaker. What's your
Ooh.
take on that, Charlie?
I'd say probably as a whole stronger, because I think we're realizing as time is, I think if anything, the culture war, the way it's tipped over with, for example, with the trans thing, at the start, it might have fractured it a bit and made people be like,
Hmm.
oh, I'm not sure, like, those like turfs have a point, like, like women do deserve this. But then it's like, I think with now they're going for, drag queens or you get gay people, you just are
Mm.
seeing like the same arguments being used for, which is what trans people warned you would happen. And I think now,
Yeah.
if anything, it's brought us closer as a community because we're realize well, we realized it a long time ago, but that our counterparts, the other letters of the community, are maybe realizing that like, oh, like they're coming for all of us. So like I think
Mm.
it goes through waves of maybe um breaking us down and making us feel a bit fractured, but then we do realize eventually that we have the same common enemy, and that we are also a common enemy of those people as well. Like the people who hate trans people, most of them hate gay people as well. It's like it's
Mm.
two of the, it's one in the same or two in the same, whatever it's called. Like yeah.
Yeah, and I think, e.g., events like Transmission just very recently, where lots of different people got together and put on that huge show at Wembley to support trans people, and I thought that was a beautiful show of solidarity.
Yeah.
And I think that I have felt, and this is, everyone lives in their own bubble, but I'm just reacting to what the listeners have said, because so many people said it feels weaker. I actually really feel like I feel in the past 12 to 18 months, I felt the rest of the letters in the community kind of snap into action a bit more for trans people.
Absolutely, same. I have as well.
Really,
and like I said, I think that comes from realizing that it wasn't just hyperbolic, like they're coming for our rights, because at the start it maybe felt like people probably might have thought we're exaggerating, but you can literally see now, like they're literally trying to push us out of everyday society. Like if you can't use a toilet, you can't go out, really. Do you know what I mean? Like things like that, like you're just being put, and now there's going to be they've obviously had a review into banning, teenagers being on puberty blockers and now on to cross-sex hormones, but they're going to do a review now into trans adults. Like we've been warning everyone, like they're coming for our rights. Like it's crazy. And the good thing is it's bad, but as in when I think everyone else saw they actually did come for our rights and are like trying to shun us from society, that everyone realized how serious it is. And we, when the shit hits the fan, we do, I think, have each other's back, but just like, I think, and I don't even blame the people who at the start, maybe, because if the narratives were being sold in the media, people who, might not even know a trans person, like you're going to believe what you're told. You're going to believe what you're reading, which is all, from a bias, and it's all anti-trans. So like, I don't even blame them, but I'm glad that we are coming together when we need to. Thank God.
Yeah, absolutely. I also wonder if there's a bit of authoritarianism blowing up in America around, ICE and stuff. Is like, oh, it's not just funny little subsections that get attacked. It's everyday people. I wonder if that's slightly woken people up to perhaps a bigger idea that things do really go backwards.
Yeah.
And I think we have lived in a time that up until probably 3-4 years ago where it felt like things were moving forwards, and actually everyone's been like, right, okay, it really is down to the people on the ground to stick up for people. And I felt like Transmission, the big Wembley show, was a sign of that. I'm not saying that show solved it all, but it was great.
I think realizing that things can, like rights that you feel are like one, can be repealed, like even like abortion, like something that's not even really related to our community. You just realize, oh, they can take our rights away in a second, like, and they're trying to. There's people actively trying to, like, even if you look at Farage, like his recent comments about like gay marriage, do you not think they're like, to get some votes, they would happily throw the gay community under the bus and repeal gay marriage if they had to?
What did he say?
He says that he doesn't think that gay marriage should ever have been allowed.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so he's.
This is the other thing, right? If you come off social media, I don't know what the fuck's going on in the world.
Yeah.
Like,
honestly, this is what I'm saying. Good for you, because you shouldn't. Like, why? I just don't think we should be like consuming like things that are going to make you lose sleep and essentially become ill. Like the cortisol levels are high, you're losing sleep, you're like stressed. And it's because you're hearing that Nigel Farage wants to kill you and take away your rights. Maybe I don't need to know that all the time. Maybe I can turn on the TV like once a week and see the news. And that's enough for a week. I'm good for the rest of the week. I don't need to every hour go on Instagram. I go on Instagram probably more, not even every hour. I probably realistically go on every 15 minutes. And I don't need I don't need to be reminded every 15 minutes that I should be flossing my teeth and that Nigel Farage hates me. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm tired.
Why floss my...
I'm tired, Grandpa.
Exactly. Well, Charlie, let's try and end with, because while you are tired, and I get that, you have been, for many, many people, a real source of hope and positivity and positive representation of someone who is out there unapologetically. So I don't like that word, but that's what I've used. And so let's just try and end on a touch of how can we all, when we're feeling like you, we're scrambled, we don't know what we're doing with our dental regime, we don't know what Nigel's going to do to us, How can we stay positive?
We can stay positive by knowing that I am planning on seducing Nigel Farage. Not because I am a reform voter, but actually to stop reform, because I think that those voters, literally, he could eat a baby on TV and they would justify it. But the one thing they wouldn't allow is if he got found out to like trans women. I'm not even joking. I really do believe he could say the most racist thing on TV, which he has. Everyone's like, no, he didn't mean it like that. He's not, this or that. If he was found out to have slept with me, his voters would not vote for him anymore. I can promise you. So that's why I stay hopeful. And that's what I'm going to do for my community. And I'm going to win an Attitude Award for having slept with Nigel Farage and making him lose the election.
So he'll be your date to the Attitude?
No, he's going to be my bottom to the... I said earlier I don't top. Oh, for Nigel, I will be topping and I'll be fisting. And I can't wait. No lube, no worries.
Charlie, thank you.
You're welcome.
That has lifted my spirits so much just to think of all the possibilities there. Listeners, this is the start of a discussion. You know that. Write in. How is polarization affected you? Let's talk more about it. Let's talk about visibility. Do we find it, powerful or exhausting? Charlie's finding it exhausting at the moment. Anyone finding it powerful? Write in. hello@homosapienspodcast.com, @homosapiens on Instagram. What's next for you today, Charlie?
I will be sliding into Nigel's DMs. I'm gonna. I'm not just saying this. I think you can tell probably from my demeanor now. You have lifted my mood, Chris. So
I'm pleased.
A lot better.
My heart goes out to you. I love you so much, Charlie.
I love
and
you too.
Are
I love you too.
the bitterly best. So
yeah.
You have to. It's hard. It's not hard because of you. It's hard because of what's going on in the world.
Yeah.
And I don't want you to feel in any way like you should diminish yourself.
How about you? How are you going to spend the rest of your day?
Do you know what I'm going to go and do now? I've got to call someone for half an hour and then I'm going to go to the gym.
Oh, lovely.
And then I'm going to do supper time with my children.
Oh,
so that'll
that's
be something
cute.
pasta based. I've got teeth whitening in my diary.
Oh, not you bringing up teeth again. Oh my God, I'm getting stressed. I must floss.
I never do it. It goes off as an alarm every day. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for doing this. Listeners, loads of love from me and Charlie.
Bye, guys.
Bye for now. Whoop.